They love a quality time, a quality dinner, a quality date where phones are away and it's just you and the other person. Some other people love physical touch. They love the cuddling. They love the hugs and the kisses and so on and so forth. People love words of affirmation. You telling them positive things. You're beautiful. You look handsome today. I believe in you. I'm proud of you. People need those things. So understanding other people's love language is part of, social awareness. Okay. Knowing how to love the people around you, business partners, listening to them, providing them with solutions, being there for them. That's super key as well. I've realized that in this journey, a lot of people sometimes are not going to be there for you as much as you want them to. So finding people that are there for you, finding people you can count on, finding people you can trust is one of the most important things that you can develop in business and in entrepreneurship. So I love social awareness because it has truly changed my life. It has helped me manage the relationships with my business partners a lot better, the relationship with my family, the relationship with my friends. Every relationship that I have in my life, I understand it a lot more now because I've taken the time to understand social awareness. Okay. I learned that, listen to this, you can only meet someone as deeply as you've met yourself. Very important. You can only meet someone as deeply as you've met yourself. What does that mean? You got to get to know you, right? Because if you know you, you can understand someone else a lot better. I can understand my leaders. I can understand my family. I can understand so many people now because I've taken the time to know Nano, right? It goes back to level one of emotional intelligence, self awareness. I know what my strength. My bad, guys. I've been trying to fix this out here. There we go. Let's see. All right, guys. Can you guys let me know if you guys can hear me, see me in the chat box? Let me know. I know that we've been going through some technical difficulties this morning, so I do apologize about that. That's how you know it's going to be a good call. Don't understand where it's coming from, but we're here. Okay, solid. Everybody can hear me. All right, guys. Awesome. So help me get the word back out. I know a lot of people hopped off. I know we have some people here on Instagram. Let me just let everybody know that we are back live. Spread the word. Help me spread the word. Let everybody know that we are back live. I'm gonna give it one more chance. If not, then we're going on Instagram. All right, guys. I apologize about that. If it messes up one more time, then I think we'll just have to take it to Instagram because everything is good on this side. I don't know what's going on this morning, but I guess they don't want us to hear the message today because basically today's message is your faith is your fortune. All right. Your faith is your fortune. And whenever we talk about faith, whenever we talk about anything that's powerful, I guess, it just comes out that, there's challenges in the way. So I appreciate you guys, being here with me. Thank you guys so much. God, please protect this connection. Let us hear the message this morning. We're grateful. Real quick, can we all type a thank you in the chat box? Let's practice some gratitude. Let's put some good energy out there. This is not going to stop us from the message. We're going to share this message this morning, no matter what. So let's type a thank you in the chat box. God, thank you for your love, your guidance, your grace. Thank you for allowing us to do this call. Thank you for great connection. Thank you for everybody who's jumping on this morning's call. And even if they try to stop us, we're going to keep going all the way through. So I am so excited. It's the top of the week. It is May 12th. It is a Monday. And I know that this week is going to be a week that's going to be filled with so much success, so much abundance, so many breakthroughs and quantum leaps. People are going to experience some amazing things. And I cannot wait for the amazing week that we are about to all have, right? Can I get an amen in the chat box if you're looking forward to a week filled with breakthroughs, for a week filled with abundance, for a week filled with productivity, for a week that's going to be filled with nothing but quantum leaps? We are already grateful for it. We are speaking it into existence. God is the greatest. God gets all the favor, all the glory, and all the praise. And we're here today. So I wanted to start this week's call very powerful. Very powerful. If this is your first call, I'm your host. My name is Nano. And today's topic call today's topic for today's call, it says your faith, it is your fortune. All right. Your faith is your fortune, which is basically unlocking the invisible power that we all have within. All right. So this is going to be a topic that we're going to go deep into, and I'm going to break down with examples and different teachings, and I'm going to relate it back to a specific book that also has allowed me to understand this on a deeper level. All right. So today we're going to be going over the 4 ways to unlock the invisible power that you have within, which is your faith is your fortune. Put a 444 in the chat box if you guys are ready for today's training. You put the title at the top of your paper. You got your pen and paper in front of you. You're ready to take notes, and we're ready to do this. Feels good to be back in the gym too as well. I had like 2 weeks. I didn't go to the gym, but now we're back in it. So let's get right into this. All right. So your faith is your fortune, right? Unlocking the power within. Let's start with point number 1. We need to all understand, number 1, is that faith is not hope. It's assumption with conviction. I'm going to repeat this again. Faith is not hope. It's assumption with conviction, right? There's a Bible verse, Hebrews 11:1, that says, faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. All right. Faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. So in the book right here, I've been studying some of this book right here, the Neville Goddard Connection. He basically teaches that faith is not just passive wishing. It's an inner conviction inside. It's a knowing. It's a knowing that whatever it is that you're gonna go out and set a goal for, you're gonna accomplish it, right? That what you already desire is already yours. You don't hope to become successful. You assume that you are already that person. So this is important for all of us to understand this moving forward with our week. You can't hope that you have a good week. You can't hope that you have money coming to you. You can't hope that you're going to go out and achieve that goal. You can't hope for it, because hoping means it's not yours yet. That's the thing that a lot of people don't understand about faith. Remember, faith is not just hope. It's an assumption with conviction. It's a knowing. It's knowing that you're going to have a good week. It's a knowing that money flows to you abundantly. It's a knowing that successful people are going to join your business. It has to be a knowing. You see, there's a story of a woman. Her name was Lisa, and she started an online business. Now, this girl, Lisa, doesn't have no followers, has made no sales, and has no fancy branding. But guess what? Lisa, every morning, she would wake up and she would visualize her phone blowing up with orders. She would walk around with the posture of a CEO. 2 months later, a viral reel takes off and she clears over $20,000 in sales. You see, she didn't wait for proof to start acting like she was successful. She assumed the outcome, and eventually her reality reflected her belief. A lot of us got to be a lot more like Lisa. Remember, Lisa had no followers, no sales, no fancy branding, and she was broke. But guess what? Every morning, Lisa woke up and visualized herself being successful. She visualized herself closing sales, making deals, checks coming in. She would walk around with the posture of a CEO. And then guess what? With consistency of doing that every day, she posted a reel that went viral. She ended up making $20,000 that week in sales. And guess why it all happened for her? Because she assumed the outcome. Her reality eventually reflected her belief. This is what I want you guys to do this week. I want you to wake up like Lisa did every day. I want you to visualize yourself having a great week, making the sales, money flowing into your account, walking around like you're that CEO, dressing like one, speaking like one, acting like one, showing up on social media as one. This is important that we all understand this, because faith is not hope. It's an assumption with conviction. We have to assume that we are already that person. For the leaders that are on this call right now, I want you to assume that you are already a director. I want you to walk like a director. I want you to talk like a director. I want you to show up like a director. For my individuals that want to make 6 figures this year, want to make 7 figures this year, I want you to start walking and talking like that individual today. Remember, you can't wait for those things to happen for you to start acting like it then. You have to do it now, because it'll never happen if you wait. If you wait, it'll never happen. You have to act like that individual now. You got to talk like that individual now. And sometimes we get caught up in the idea of where we are. We let our current circumstances determine our future results. This is the week where we make a shift. We got to make a shift in that mindset right there. We've been making a shift in business. We've been making a shift in the way that we look at things. But we need to make a shift in our faith as well. Assuming that we already have the identity of someone who already has it. Step into the future. Step into who you already know you can be deep down inside, and start acting like that person today. Because that's what I woke up and I did today. I was thinking about it yesterday. I was having a great conversation with my mentor, Matt. And I'm like, damn, bro, I haven't been to the gym in 2 weeks. We've been so caught up with the launch. We've been going to sleep late, waking up late. And from the moment I wake up, I'm on calls, 16 hours a day. But I said, but the best version of me, the best version of Nano is up early. The best version of Nano is in the gym, doing his morning routine and doing the calls. The best version of Nano isn't slipping up on those areas. So starting tomorrow, bro, we're back to it. We're back in the gym. We're back to the morning routine. And I understand sometimes, breaks happen and, things that are out of our control. A lot of work happens, but you can never allow yourself to slip up on yourself. I slipped up for 2 weeks on myself. Didn't go to the gym. Didn't read as much as I used to. Wasn't reading the word as much as I used to, because I got caught up in the work. And this is me being honest and vulnerable with you guys, so you guys see that it happens even to me. But I had to make a realization. I'm not moving like the future version of myself. Now, yes, have I been able to get results? Amazing. I'm grateful. Have things moved in my favor? Are things working in my favor? Yes, absolutely. And that's all a reflection of the work that we've done since the beginning of the year. And that's why I'm so grateful, and God gets all the glory. Absolutely. But at the end of the day, I also got to realize when I'm slipping up, because 2 weeks can turn into a month could turn into a quarter could turn into 6 months, 6 months could turn into a year. So the last 2 weeks, I found myself slipping up, not going to the gym, not reading my Bible, not reading my books, not doing my visualization. And some may say, well, no, you have a good excuse, bro. You were launching the business. You were busy on calls. You were doing this. And yeah, I get it. I respect that. But if I allow myself to continue to do that, if I don't pour into myself, I'm going to end up burning out. I'll end up burnout, because there's no work being done on me. I'm not working on my body. I'm not working on my soul. I'm not working on my mind. Even though I've done it for so long, I can't slip up on those areas. So if you're on this call right now and you've been slipping up, let this be the wake-up call for you as well. Let this be the wake-up call for you as well. Because yes, even though you may still get results, even though you still may have things working in your favor, remember, you don't rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems. My system is my morning routine. I'm rising to the level of my goals. I'm hitting goals. We have over 500 people that have joined the business in less than a week that we've launched. So we're reaching our goals. I'm rising to the level of my goals, but I will fall to the level of my systems if I slip up. Does that make sense? Put a 2 in the chat box if this is making sense. You gotta stay in the systems. That's why I had to fall back into it. and understanding and giving myself grace, like, hey, yo, it's good. I know you good, bro. It is what it is, right? You've been working, you've been staying up late, you've been waking up later than you used to, you've been getting right to work, but enough is enough. We got to get back on track. 2 weeks is more than enough, bro. You had your time. I understand it was launch time, but that's it. You can't use that as an excuse anymore. I can't use it as an excuse anymore. I got to be up early working on Nano, working on Nano. I got to be assuming that I'm already that individual, assuming that I'm already earning that money, assuming that this is what it is. So here's the question I have for everybody on this call. Are you waiting to see the results before you believe, or are you living from the belief that the results are already yours? I'm going to ask the question again. Listen to it very closely. Are you waiting to see the results before you believe, or are you living from the belief that the results are already yours? Let me know in the chat box. Are you waiting, or are you living from the belief? Because I remember where I used to be the one that I would be like, yo, when I get to this amount of money, I'll be happy. When I hit this rank, when I do this, I'll believe that it's true. But the real thing you got to do is you got to live from the belief that the results are already yours. I want you to wake up every day and act and think and believe that the life that you want is already yours. Guys, this is the only way that it's going to happen. It's the only way it's going to happen. I'm telling you. It varies day to day, but mostly yes. David, that's important. I'm glad that you recognize that. It varies day to day, but mostly yes. You see, here's the thing, David, and let me tell you so you understand. You got to get to the point, brother, where you are so engulfed and so in love with the person that the future you is, that you crowd out all ideas outside of just the idea that you want for you. If it varies day to day, that means there's still a lot of work that needs to be done. You got to crowd out all other ideas that do not align with the future version of David. Until that doesn't happen, bro, there's always going to be an inconsistency, right? Because it's varying day to day. Your faith can vary day to day. The assumption has to be every day, David is already the best version of himself. David is having money flowing to him abundantly each and every single day. David is building six-figure businesses. David is traveling the world. David is a man of God. David live on strong principles. David is the king of his reality. Until you don't get there, there's still doubt. There's still fears. There's still ideas that are not allowing you to grow to where you want to be at, which means there's daily work that needs to happen. And I'm only using David as an example because I know that there's other people just like David on this call that are probably dealing with the same thing, where it varies day to day. As a matter of fact, you're not alone, David. It happens for me as well. It varies for me some days as well. That's why we need to work on ourselves. That's why the morning routine is so important. Right? Anybody else relate with David? Put a 1 in the chat box if you also relate with David real quick, right? Where it varies day to day. So he knows he's not alone because I'm here as well. I can tell you guys right now, I'll put a 1 in the chat and let you guys know that it varies day to day as well for me. But we got to work on ourselves. We got to work on ourselves. So that's point number 1, understanding that faith is not hope. It's an assumption with conviction. It's waking up every day and knowing it's already done for you. Is my audio off here on Instagram? Because my boy Tez just said, or is it just you? Let me know. Let me know if it's off on Instagram. Should be good though. So number 1 is important. Okay. Number 2, listen. The inner world creates your outer world. Real quick. Okay, should be good now. All right, so the inner world creates the outer world. This is important. Now, here's what Neville Goddard says. He says, change your conception of yourself, and you will automatically change the world in which you live in. All right, listen to this. This is important. Change your conception of yourself, and you will automatically change the world that you live in. Here's what everybody here needs to understand. Most people try to change their circumstances instead of changing their consciousness. I'm going to repeat that again. Most people try to change their circumstances instead of changing their consciousness. Understand your outer world is simply a reality. It's simply a mirror of your inner identity. When I first learned, honestly, patience, Nano, patience. Have some patience, Nano, because YouTube is definitely testing my patience today. Okay, let's continue here. All right. So the inner world creates the outer world. Remember that. The inner world creates the outer world. If you change the conception of yourself, you will automatically change the world which you live in. So we have to change that. This is why I am so big on everybody working on themselves every single day. I'm so big on it. I am so happy and grateful for sure. All right, guys. If it stops one more time, I'm really going to go on IG for real, for real. So I'm just letting you guys know because Instagram is absolutely fine. And I don't know what's going on with YouTube this morning. So my laptop is solid. Everything looks good on my side. So I don't know what's going on here, to be real. Could it be the connection? I don't think it's the connection. Let me move over to my living room. Let me see if maybe is my connection, guys. Give me 1 second real fast. Let me just move over here. I don't think it's my connection because I have 3. Give me 1 second. Let me just move over here. All right, let's practice right here. Hopefully this is better. I don't know if it's the connection, but I moved closer to where the Wi-Fi is. Oof. Okay, let's get this training going. If it does freeze one more time, I'm telling you guys right now, I'm going straight to Instagram. So just a heads up. My Instagram is in the chat. I'm gonna put it just in case. Because I see we have about 70 plus people off right here. It's just a great week ahead of us, and I don't know what's happening with this Wi-Fi here. All right, so going to what I was talking about, guys, when it comes to, remember, most people try to change circumstances, but instead we got to change our consciousness. And what I was saying was that I remember when I first heard this, it was such a life changer for me. I had such a big breakthrough because I understood that I was trying to change the outside, but in reality, what I had to change was the inside. And when I was looking at my outside, I wasn't happy with my outside. I wasn't satisfied with my outside. I wasn't satisfied. I wasn't happy with where I was living, with what my results were, with where my business was. So I had to realize, okay, Nano, change your consciousness. Your consciousness is your thoughts, the way that you think. Now, how do you change your consciousness? How do you improve your consciousness? You do that by pouring in new ideas, reading books, listening to audios, reading the Bible, going to events, meditation, so that you can become aware of your thoughts, your energies, your ideas. All of these things I started to become more aware of. I had to change my consciousness. And what ended up happening was, because I changed my consciousness, my outer world changed. That's how life really works. It's actually pretty simple if you think about it. If you change the way that you think, the outside results change with you as well. Now, here's something that I want to understand so that you guys can. There's a story. There's actually an example and a story. Listen to this because a lot of people may be able to relate with this. There was this guy that his name was James, and James was stuck at a level of income for over a year. He was doing the calls, he was, sending out the messages, he was doing everything that was required. He was jumping on all the trainings, he was doing everything that was required. He was posting on social media. But for some reason nothing was working. And one day he decided to stop hustling from a place of desperation and he took a week off. Listen to this. He sat with himself and he reconnected with his vision. He started reading every day. He started visualizing every day. He started praying every day. He started going to the gym every day. He started doing this every single day. He focused on him every day, changed the way that he was thinking. And within 45 days, his income went up, not by double, but by triple. And it wasn't because he worked harder, but it was because he shifted his consciousness and his self-concept of himself. Some of us are in that same situation right now, where we may have been stuck at the same level of income for a pretty long time. And we want to grow. We want to elevate. Put a 3 in the chat box if you would like to triple your income. Man, let me throw a 3 in the chat myself. I want to triple my income myself. Right? Anybody else want to triple their income? Put a 333 in the chat box if you want to triple your income. I want to triple my income the same way James did. But what did James do? James locked in with himself. He didn't change the outside. He changed the inside first. So all of us that are on today's call, we got to focus on changing the inside. The inside is the way that we think. Our thoughts create our reality. Guys, sometimes we really need to take the time to look at our reality and ask ourselves, are we truly happy about our reality? Are we satisfied with where we are? What's your income like? What's your day-to-day life like? How do you feel when you wake up? At some point, we all got to look ourselves in the mirror and be honest with ourselves and be real with ourselves. Are you truly satisfied and happy with where you are, or you feel like you could be doing more? And remember, you can't change your circumstances. You can only change your consciousness. Your consciousness creates the reality that you live on the outside. So there has to be a change here. Until I didn't change up here, my outside didn't change. I didn't get a chance to travel the world. I went from a kid that was living with his parents at 25 years old to a kid at 27, 28 years old that was traveling the world, making multiple six figures, helping thousands of people, and becoming a world-renowned speaker. How did that happen? How did I go from a broke, busted, and disgusted kid who was living with his parents making less than $2,000 a month to a kid who was making multiple six figures, traveling the world, created his own brand, lives on his own here in Miami in a beautiful community? How did that happen? It was a change of consciousness. That's all that happened. The outside is a mirror of what's going on inside. So when you guys see Nano creating his own brand, when you see Nano traveling the world, when you see Nano with a podcast that was able to get ranked in the top 100 in the US and in Europe, when you see so many people around Nano winning and all these things, understand that what I did was I changed my consciousness. That what you see on the outside is a reflection of what I've been working on the inside. So when you look at the outside for Nano, be like, yo, this is what Nano's been working on the inside. This is the things that Nano's been praying for. These are the things that Nano's been visualizing. That's how this works. I've been visualizing these things. I've been working on these things. I've been preparing myself for these things. And it's all come to pass. And God gets all the glory for it at the end of the day. Because none of it would have been possible if He didn't work on me, if He didn't transform me, if He didn't sit down with me and give me the strength and the grace that I needed in those times, if He didn't forgive me when I needed forgiveness. So important that we understand this stuff, guys. I remember one day thinking like, yo, it's going to be so dope when I have my own merch. Look at me right here, Nano Originals. I would have never thought that a kid from Washington Heights would have his own merch, his own t-shirts that he can wear that have like, it still blows my mind. Who would have ever thought that God would have connected me with somebody like Jasmine that would see the vision in my career and help me create a podcast that ended up being world renowned? It was all a reflection of what was going on the inside, guys. I'm telling you, this is how it works. If you guys want to change the outside, you got to change the inside. And it can't be something that you just do once. It can't be something that you just do for a week. It has to be something that you do day after day, week after week, and month after month until it comes to pass. Until it happens. You can't stop. Until. Guys, look, next month, it'll be 6 years since I started Mornings with Nano. On June 20th, it'll be 6 months since I started Mornings with Nano. Isn't that incredible when you think about it? Almost 6 years. But you know why? Because I stayed consistent doing what I said I would do long after the feeling has faded. These calls have allowed me to change my inner world. This is important. If you work on this every day, watch how your life shifts. Because then that's going to lead to point number 3 for me. The feeling is the secret. The feeling is the secret. Let's get an event going here in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Hit me up, Eric. I'm down. I love Albuquerque. I've been there actually a couple times. I remember my first time in Albuquerque, I got picked up in a lowrider. So I got the real experience right when I landed. So Eric, hit me up on Instagram, bro. Let me know. We could talk about it in an event in Albuquerque. I'm down. So point number 3, we got to remember feeling is a secret. You are already that which you want to be. And your refusal, right? Your refusal to believe this is the only reason you do not see it. You can't refuse. I'm going to repeat this again. You are already that which you want to be. You are already that which you want to be. But if you refuse it, if you refuse to believe this, then that's the only reason you don't see it yet. It's not just about thinking better thoughts. It's about feeling into the state that your desired reality is already yours. SG, phenomenal question. What about when you do the work, but still feel like you're stuck in a cycle and haven't broke above? Such a beautiful question, SG, because I've been there. As a matter of fact, sometimes I feel like that today. But I remember when I was first dealing with this. Does anybody else relate to that question with SG? Put a 2 in the chat box if anybody else is on something like, yo, I agree with SG. I've been doing the work, but I still feel stuck in a cycle and I haven't been able to break above. I felt like that many times in this. As a matter of fact, I feel like at every level at some point, you're going to feel that because, you hit one level, then you break out of that level. And then at the next level, you're going to feel the exact same way. And then you hit the next level and then you're going to, it's a feeling that follows you throughout the journey, right? You're going to feel stuck in a cycle. This is what's important, SG, so you understand. There's always going to be a waiting season. Always. And you're always going to be stuck in a cycle. This is the key. You're always going to be stuck in a cycle. Just make sure it's the right cycle. Let me explain. People get stuck in cycles because we're creatures of habit. Now, if you get stuck in a cycle where you're not growing, where you're not elevating, you're waking up late, you're doing all the wrong things, then yes, you'll be stuck in a cycle that's going to lead to a downfall. And that's part of the game. Because if you wait long enough in that cycle will take you to a downfall. Now, for example, I could be stuck in a cycle for months, but what if in that cycle, I'm waking up on time every day? I'm in the gym. I'm reading my books. I'm listening to my audios. I'm practicing my visualization. You remember the story when I started on the call, the story of the girl, Lisa. The girl, Lisa, was broke. She had no business. She had no followers, no sales, no nothing. But what she did was for 2 months, she woke up and she visualized herself as who she wanted to be. She did the work every day, even though for 2 months she didn't see no results. 60 days, she was stuck in a cycle, but she was in the right cycle. 2 months later, she gets a viral reel. Boom. Next thing you know, she ends up having a $20,000 month. But it was 2 months of her being stuck in a cycle, but she was stuck in the right cycle. So it's not that it's a bad thing to be stuck in a cycle. Just make sure you're in the right cycle. If you're in a cycle where you're slipping up, if you're in a cycle where you're not showing up for yourselves, you're not reading the books, you're not praying, you're not doing what's required, then that's when it's going to hold you back and it's going to lead to a downfall, and it's going to lead to you attracting more situations and circumstances that don't work out in your favor. But if you get stuck in a cycle that is good, and it's not being stuck, it's just in the wait. You're in the waiting season. You're in the development season. Remember, you don't plant the seed today and eat the fruit tomorrow. You're in that growing process. It's important that while you're in the waiting season, you do the right things. This is the biggest problem that a lot of us have in our journey, is that during our waiting season, we slip up. During our waiting season, we don't read. During our waiting season, we don't make ourselves priorities. And like Emmy said in the chat box, inconsistency, it will cost you. It will cost you. What helps you keep your fire and belief while waiting? The idea of who I'm going to be. You see, every day, bro, when you wake up, SG, and I'm not sure if bro or sis, so I'm just going to say fam, it's important that you fall in love with the person you're becoming. You got to fall in love with it. And I love that every single day I wake up, like, think about it. I keep the fire and belief because I'm waking up and I'm seeing a better version of Nano. I'm seeing how my relationship with God is growing even more. I'm seeing how I'm becoming more aware. I'm seeing how my body is getting stronger and my six-pack is coming back around. So that keeps the fire going because I'm falling in love with the person I'm becoming. You have to get on that same journey. That keeps the fire flowing. I see how my relationship with God is getting better. I want to grow it even closer. I see how my awareness is growing even more. I want to grow it even more. I see how much I'm learning from all the books that I'm reading. I want to read even more. I want to visualize even more because my visualizations are getting even clearer. That's what keeps the fire going. It's the constant growth that I see in myself. And that goes back to what I'm saying about what the feeling is a secret. The feeling is a secret. You got to wake up every day feeling good, feeling abundant, feeling blessed, feeling grateful that you are exactly where you need to be. Because you don't want to be the person that wakes up every day with doubt, with fear, with anxiety, with low energy. You want to be someone that radiates the energy that I am successful, I am wealthy, I am confident. You can count on me. Trust me that this is the key. That's number 3. Feeling is a secret. And then last but not least, number 4. So we can hop off here, because I want to make sure for my leaders, for everybody to jump on Jay Awal's call, is you got to keep in mind, this is important. Faith must be practiced daily. Faith must be practiced daily. Faith isn't a one-time event. It's a daily discipline. Doubt is natural, but persistence is powerful. What you repeat daily becomes your reality. Faith is something I have to practice every single day. I got to believe in Nano every day. I got to trust that God is leading me down the right path every single day. It's not a one-time event that I just, hey, I believe, and then that's it, and then it's done. No, I got to believe today. I'm going to have to believe again and have faith tomorrow, on Wednesday, on Thursday, on Friday, on Saturday, on Sunday, in June, in July, in August, September, October, November. I got to keep the faith all the way through every single day, 365 days of the year. You can't lose the faith, because remember, a crumb of doubt destroys a mountain of faith. It's a daily practice. It's a daily practice. Every day I got to practice. And remember what we said at the beginning of this call. Faith is the knowing that everything is going to work in your favor, knowing that you're going to hit that next level in your business, knowing. You got to know. You have to know, because if you don't know, then you can't do. And if you can't do, you can't make it our reality. That's the reality of how all of this works. I know that everything is going to work out in my favor. If you guys only knew for real, one day I'll tell you guys, at some point this year, I'll tell you guys what's actually going on. And you guys will be like, Nano, that whole time in the month of May, you were keeping the faith and you were jumping on Mornings with Nano. None of us even knew. If you guys actually knew, but you don't know. You know why? Because my faith is so high, it's so strong. I believe on a different level. My belief level's through the roof. My faith is so strong because it's been tested so much. My faith has been tested so much, and that's why it's so strong. Faith that hasn't been tested cannot be trusted. My faith has been tested so much, but that's why God can trust me. Your faith may be tested today. Your faith may be tested next week. Trust that all is going to work out in your favor. And when your faith gets tested, don't stop doing the work. The biggest mistake that people make is that when their faith is being tested, they stop working. They stop showing up. They stop reading. They stop working on themselves. They stop doing the things that they need to do to keep them going. The biggest mistake we all make, including myself, the biggest mistake that we make is when your faith is tested, you stop. Don't stop when your faith is tested. Keep going. Don't stop reading. Don't stop reading the books. Don't stop showing up for yourself. Don't stop going to the gym. Do not stop. That's the key. If you can do that, regardless. Look, Mornings with Nano. Look at how far. I like to use me as an example so that you guys can see what consistency has done for me. Faith is testing me today. I appreciate that for you sharing that with us, Joey Medina. But remember, faith that hasn't been tested cannot be trusted. You're only being tested to see if you're trusted. Mornings with Nano, I've been doing it for almost 6 years. And faith has tested me. You don't think faith has tested me in those 6 years a ton of times? But guess what I did? I always showed up. I never canceled the Mornings with Nano because of what I was going through. Never. Not once did I ever cancel Mornings with Nano. The only time Mornings with Nano gets postponed is because of technical difficulties or a flight I got to take. Only 2 reasons, and which is very rare. But because I've stayed consistent, all this time, look at all the things that have unfolded for me. Look at all the doors that have opened for me. Look at all the people I've been able to help. Look at all the amazing things that I've been gifted with and rewarded for. I've been more consistent with these calls than anything else in my life. But this is the reason why. It takes years to become an overnight success. One day people will look back and be like, yo, Nano, how did you do it? How? It took 7 years of hard work and dedication, of showing up and my faith being tested each and every single day. My faith is tested daily, guys. And my faith is being tested today as well. Today, my faith is being tested as well. But you know what I got to do? I got to show up. I got a whole call. I have a whole schedule of calls I got to do today. Guess what I did? I was being tested today. I woke up early today. I did my Bible study. I did everything that I needed to do this morning to make sure that I was good. Now I'm pouring into you guys, making sure y'all good. And even though we had technical difficulties and YouTube was trying to stop us, guess what? I didn't let that take me out of character. Yes, it's frustrating. Yes, it's hard. But you know what I'm doing? I'm still providing the message. Whether there was one person on this call or whether there was 150 people on this call, I'm going to provide the message regardless of the test. Realize my faith was tested a little bit. My call has never frozen as much as it has today, but we still got it done, regardless of the challenges and the bumps in the road, because I knew the message had to be delivered. Who needed to hear the message this morning? Put a 222 in the chat box if you needed to hear this message this morning. It takes years to become an overnight success, Brian. I agree. We needed this. Ricardo needed this. Joey needed this. SG needed this. Ruby, Cash, Matt, Kaylee, Financial Andre, Nikki, Mick, Rosie, Matt, Crystal, Nicole needed this. David needed this. Eunice needed this. Vanity needed this. Diamond needed this. Chaz needed this. My brother Jensen needed this. Rosabelle needed this, right? Kathy, all of us. So it's important that you always understand that even in the test of faith, when your faith is being tested, you got to keep showing up. And don't let the test of life stop you. Don't ever let them stop you. Always keep going. As a matter of fact, let it fuel you to want to go harder. That's the real key. Learn how to channel that energy, and let it fuel you to go even harder. Let it fuel you to want to work on yourself even more. Let it fuel you to want to have faith in God even more. Let it fuel you to want to wake up earlier, stay up later. Don't let it bring you down. Don't let it slow you down. Don't let it discourage you. Learn how to channel that energy. That has been, no lie, one of my secrets to my success. I've learned how to channel specific energies that come into my life and turn it into hard work, dedication, consistency. Because guess what? If you learn how to channel your energy, it's going to be a big, big difference in your life. Because guess what? We deal with a lot of things in life. And there's a lot of energies that come into our lives that try to shift us and distract us from what we really want in life. And for example, there's certain energies that try to, frustrate us and disappoint us. But if you learn how to take that energy, and it's okay, you're going to feel them. Remember, we're human. I'm not saying that you're not going to feel disappointment and doubt and fear and any of that. But if you can learn how to take those energies and channel that energy and be like, okay, let me take it, let me feel it, but I won't let it control me. Let me use this to work harder. Let me grab a book. Let me wake up earlier. Let me make 10 more phone calls. Let me study more. Let me make sure that I'm even more on point now, because the enemy's trying to distract me. The enemy is trying to derail me. The enemy is trying to take my vision from me. And I won't allow that. And if you can learn how to do that, Trust me, everything will change for you. So remember, your faith is your fortune. How are you going to do that? How are you going to change that so that you can unlock the power within? We said number one, understanding that faith is not hope, it's assumption with conviction. You got to wake up every day knowing that it's already done for you. You have to. It's a must. It's a must. You got to wake up every day knowing I am that person already. I am successful. I am wealthy. I am abundant. I am that leader. That was number one. Number two, we said that the inner world creates the outer world. We said earlier, most people try to change their circumstances. Instead, you need to change your consciousness, change the way you think. We said number three, the feeling is a secret. And then last but not least, number four is faith must be practiced daily. Look, guys, I'm not perfect with this. This is easier said than it is done. I get a lot of credit because I come up here and I teach it. But trust me, everything that I teach you guys, everything that I talk about on these calls, I'm working on these things just as much as you. That's the reality of it. I work on it just as much as you. I get tested all the time. I fall off my routine every once in a while. I was honest and vulnerable with you guys and told you guys that I've been off my routine for the last couple of weeks. But I acknowledged it and I make a change. I was on the phone with my mentor last night. I said, yo, starting tomorrow, I got to make a change. No matter how hard it is to wake up some days and lack of sleep and all of that, you have to make yourself the priority. And when you do that, a lot of things can change for you. So remember, your faith is your fortune. You want to build a fortune? Keep your faith on a day-to-day basis. So with that being said, guys, that's my call for today. If you guys got value from today's training, put some 333s in the chat. 3 is my number. So I want to put some 33s in the chat box. It's so funny because I look right and then this book has 33 right here, 3 3s. 33 unique ways you can think and act like a millionaire. Get up when life knocks you down. Secret number 4. Be thankful for adversity. Secret number 5. Stay committed to your dreams. Secret number 6. Be careful the words you're using. You never know who's listening. Just some extra sauce for you guys. But with that being said, guys, I appreciate you guys. Again, I do apologize about the inconvenience and some of the technical difficulties that we had with YouTube. It seemed like maybe, I don't know, moving over here was the solution, but I was never going to stop doing this because I wanted to make sure that you guys got it. What was the book that changed you from Neville? It's called The Power of Awareness. The Power of Awareness. All right. So I appreciate you guys. Guys, if you haven't liked this video, like this video. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, subscribe to this channel. Share this with somebody else. We still have active over 120 people on today's call. So I appreciate all 120 of you that have been rocking with me all morning. Tomorrow we're back at the same time. 10:15 is usually when I go live, and then we go up until 11. But because of all the technical difficulties, the call today went a little bit over. So I do apologize about that. But let's get today's going. Let's get today's day rocking. I hope everybody has a productive day. Little quick prayer for all of us, and then we'll ride. All right. Quick prayer for everybody. Everybody bow your heads with me and let's pray. Father God, we want to say thank you so much for allowing us to wake up on this beautiful Monday morning. We feel so good about the week ahead of us, and we're stepping into this week with the knowing that we're going to have a great productive week that's going to be filled with excitement. It's going to be filled with abundance. It's going to be filled with so many quantum leaps and breakthroughs that we've been waiting for and that we've been excited to receive, Father. We want to thank you so much for our health. We want to thank you for this community. We want to thank you for the wisdom, the awareness, the change in consciousness that you're constantly working on us with. We just want you to know from the bottom of our hearts that we are all grateful for the work that you're doing for us. We know that your work does not go in vain. So we just want to say thank you, thank you, thank you for everything that you're doing for us. And thank you ahead of time for everything that you're going to do for us this week. We ask for a week that's filled with strength, filled with grace, and filled with abundance. And it's all going to happen in your favor and in your glory, God. We love you. We appreciate you. And in God's name we pray. Amen. 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 All right, guys. I appreciate you guys. Thank you all for hopping on Instagram. Thank you all for hopping on YouTube. And let's go out there. Have a great week. God bless all of you. And let's continue to win, fam. God bless.